Hey guys, welcome back to some more reviews. I am Horrorboy465, aka Nate Murphy, the Explorer for here. Welcome back to some more reviews. And I figured I'd review one more movie tonight, and that is my review on a film that is very, extremely, unbelievably underrated, and that is Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. Now this, of course, is in a 2-pack DVD set. Both DVDs, they don't really have any features. And that's why I picked up the Blu-ray of Halloween 2, but then I have to get the Screen Factor edition because I really do want features for both these films. But I picked this up. This is like the first DVD I picked up for these two films, and it really doesn't have any features. But Halloween 3: Season of the Witch, which the DVD's right here. Not really much artwork to the discs either. Not really much artwork to this. But Halloween 3 Season of the Witch is a film that I love. I love the sequel. I even say this, I really don't have any problems with Halloween 3. Honestly, I have zero problems with Halloween 3. Now, the film came out in 1982, came out right after Halloween 2, and it gets a 4.6 on IMDb, directed by Tom Lee Wallace, who directed It TV miniseries, It. He had also made the sequel to Vampires Los Morados, and Fright Night Part 2, and which I've heard a lot of good things about Fright Night Part 2. And yeah, I mean, he's been involved with a couple of things that I really enjoy. I love Stephen King's It, great movie. I've heard really good things about Fright Night Part 2. And I honestly didn't even know that Vampires had a sequel. I think it has two sequels. I think it has Vampires Los Morados, which gets a 4.6. And I believe there's a third movie. Yeah, Vampires The Turning, which came out in 2005, and it gets a 3.3 on IMDb. I thought the original Vampires was a good movie. I enjoyed it. But I did not know it got sequels. I might check the sequels out. They kind of get low ratings, so I'm not sure. But Tom Lee Wallace is a director that I think does a great job with this film. I think Tom Lee Wallace does the best is handling camera work, handling moods and looks, because this, Stephen King's It, they have really good feels to them, moods to them, atmospheres to them. So he does a really good job. And I heard a lot of good things about Fright Night Part 2. So Tom Lee Wallace did an excellent job writing this movie. And the thing I love about Halloween 3 is that it's such a fun time to watch. It's creepy, but yet the idea is also creepy. And I'll get into the reason why most people don't like this film. It's very underrated. And the main reason why people hate this film is Michael Myers isn't in it. Now, I do get it. Michael Myers is a big part of this franchise. I mean, to have one sequel without Michael Myers is sort of odd. But watching this film, the story, the acting, you got Tom Atkins in this film, you got Stacey Nelkin, you got Dana Hurley, really good actors, did a great job in this film, so the acting's great. Awesome, amazing score. I love the score of this film by Alan Howarth and John Carpenter, I believe. I believe John Carpenter and Deborah Hill were both involved with producing this film. And the idea with Halloween 3 was to, since Michael Myers was pretty much burned in Halloween 2, they were going to take this franchise in a different direction, where it's a very interesting idea where every year a new Halloween movie gets released, but yet every year it's a new idea. It always takes place around Halloween, but it's a new idea every year. Sort of like, an anthology over the years. You get different movies, different plots. Very interesting idea. But when this film came out, it's received a lot of negative reviews because Michael Myers was not in the film. Which, I mean, I don't know. It being the film, the franchise with no Michael Myers in it, it's kind of odd. But watching the film, the story, acting, the characters, the creepy moments, the creepy ideas, the classic idea, it makes the movie great in my opinion. Just because Michael Myers isn't in it yeah, it's a little odd in the franchise because this is the only one without Michael Myers in it. Oh, you do get a little shot of a TV playing the original movie, Halloween. You see a little bit of a shot of the scene where Michael Myers walking down the stairs, chasing after Jamie Lee Curtis. You get a little bit, you get a little bit of that in this film, but there's no Michael Myers in the film. It is a little odd to have one film in the franchise that has no Michael Myers, but the story, the acting, the great October Halloween atmosphere this film has. Tommy Lee Wallace did a great job shooting the movie. It has a very good, and he made a very John Carpenter film. I mean, it has that look of John Carpenter. Did a great job handling that. And the story is pretty much about this, because one of these days, well, it ends up being on one night close to Halloween, and this guy's running down the street, and he's being chased by these people and these guys in these suits. And he ends up killing a couple of them, goes to a gas station, freaks out, says we're all gonna die, they're gonna kill us. Falls on the ground, passes out, goes into a hospital where Tom Atkins is the doctor at. Ends up going in there. He's holding a Halloween mask with the Silver Shamrock logo on there, and ends up telling them all that they're gonna pretty much die. They're gonna try and kill these people. They're gonna try and kill people. And of course, Tom Atkins is not really sure what's going on. And one of the guys in the business suits walks in and does a really crazy death scene. And this also is a very gory flick, so you get some really good death scenes, really good practical effects, spectacular makeup effects in this film. And he goes in, and he grabs the guy, and he does this. And he pinches his he sort of squeezes his skull right here and just twists it around and basically it breaks his face right here. And it's really a really kind of disturbing scene. I mean, he just messes up his entire face. And then he goes out to his car and he puts gasoline all over himself, lights himself on fire. And pretty much the rest of the film is about is Tom Atkins meets a daughter to the guy who would end up getting killed, and they're gonna go and figure out, about the Silver Shamrock Company. So they drive out to a town, which I'm gonna try and get the name on here. But they drive up to a town, and they're gonna go there and try and see. It's basically where the Silver Shamrock place is. And they pretty much drive out to this town, and they are trying to figure out what's going on. When they drive into town, everybody's staring at them. There's something mysterious about this town, and the way that it's set up is such a well done. It's so well done because Tom Atkins. You found out that he's sort of he's like a father, but he's kind of, I don't know, he buys masks for his kids, and even his ex-wife or whatever is kind of being mean to him. And he's just trying to figure out what's going on, and he's trying to help this daughter to the guy who got killed. And they end up going to the town, and end up finding out that this company is run by Daniel Hurley, who's also from RoboCop, and he's also, I believe, from RoboCop 2. He pretty much is running this place where they make these masks. There's 3 masks. There's a skeleton mask, a witch mask, and a pumpkin mask. And they all have these logos on the back. These, these Clover Silver Shamrock logos. And there's also a really, really annoying, but yet it's annoying, but you remember it being annoying TV commercial where it's Silver Shamrock. Dun, 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 dun. It's such an annoying tune, but I swear it's so memorable. It's one of those things about Halloween 3 that I can remember. I think about Halloween 3, you think about you think about the story, and I think about the TV commercial, that annoying TV commercial of Silver Shamrock, masks, pretty much telling the kids well, it's only a certain amount of days till Halloween's here, and it's a really annoying commercial, but it's memorable. I mean, it was something that made you remember about the film. It was in there, and it was a memorable idea. And while Tom Atkins and this girl out there, they kind of fall in love, they have sex, stuff like that. And then Tom Atkins ends up talking to a couple people around the town. Like, talks to this homeless guy, and this homeless guy's pretty much telling him, hey, they're watching you, be careful. Tells him that this organization's a little, crooked, and Tom Atkins is sort of trying to investigate what's behind the Silver Shamrock Company. And I'll get to the death scene toward the end of the video, but the homeless man gets killed, and he gets his freaking head ripped off. And it's practical, it's gory, it's shocking because, in the other two Halloween films, there was never somebody getting their head ripped off like that. But, it was definitely a crazy death scene. But I'll get to more of the death scenes later. But pretty much, Tom Atkins finds out that because he ends up trying to investigate what's going on with this Silver Shamrock Company, he ends up finding out that this guy, Cochran, the guy who's running this place, he is pretty much making these masks, and he's using, black magic and voodoo, and witchcraft. And he's taking Stonehenge, very interesting idea, taking the Stonehenge, breaking it down into little microscopic pieces, and put them into the logos and put on the mask. And when this commercial comes on, classic idea. This commercial comes on, the mask, and it's done an example because these people, they come up to the town as well. They're supplying, they're helping the company out and everything. And Dan O'Hurley ends up capturing, because Tom Atkins ends up getting captured by the company, gets tied up, and he ends up getting showed the effects of this commercial. And during this, during when they're showing him what happens when those masks are activated, he sees like the kids watching the commercial, and a really disturbing scene where the mask sort of deforms and it starts to rot, and then he falls on the ground, and it's extremely. I remember when I watched this for the first time, I was very creeped out. Where these are all practical, by the way. These are all real animals and real bugs. Snakes, crickets, I believe spiders are crawling out of the mask, and it's very creepy. And the snakes and the spiders end up killing the two parents in the room. Very, very sinister scene, and it makes you really hate this company and really hate this bad guy. And pretty much Tom Atkins escapes. He finds out that his girlfriend was kidnapped too. Gets her out of there. He goes into the place with Stonehenge at, takes the logos, dumps them over a railing, and ends up killing, pretty much all the, because you find out that these people that are in the suits are androids. He pours all the logos down there, and they all start exploding and killing the androids. And then it got a really weird effect where Dan O'Hurley is like clapping, which why in here, and you'll know why towards the end of the film. But he starts clapping, and like a burst of light goes through him. And it's sort of a weird. It's practical. The light beam isn't, but the effect of Dan O'Hurley, when it hits him, it's practical, but it's kind of a weird effect where he's just like, look, he's smiling. He's just like, and he literally just turns into this weird sort of, I don't know. It basically turns him into not stone, but it pretty much kills him. And Tom Atkins gets out of there. The place blows up. He has to figure out how to stop these commercials from airing on TV. It ends up all happening on Halloween night. He has to hurry up and get these commercials turned off. He's driving back towards the other town that he was at before, and he finds out that this girl, whose daughter this guy got killed, she ends up being an android. And she starts attacking Tom Atkins, and he even punches her head off and knocks her arm off, and ends up finding out that she's an android. And then he drives to a gas station. You get that really great ending, such a classic ending, and it's really a dreadful ending because you really want this not to happen because it's such a horrible thing. He's got that great scene, such a great scene where he's calling the TV place that runs the TV stations, and he's trying to cancel out these TV channels, and he gets the first channel knocked off, the second channel knocked off, but it's sort of the third channel with the commercial going. He's like, stop it, please, you gotta stop it now, please God, stop it. There's no more time. Stop it, stop it, stop it. And then that great ending where it ends, and you don't know. I mean, did he stop it? Did he not stop it? Dreadful ending. Classic scene, man. It's just a great scene where he's like, stop it, stop it! Just a great scene. And then the movie ends with that great theme song. I really love the score of this movie. And it was inventive. And I don't know, some of the songs I got hints of Halloween 1 and 2 in there. Some of the slower songs like that. Da, 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 da. Dun, 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 dun. It kind of reminded me of the slow theme in Halloween 1 and 2, where it's like dun 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 dun. It's a little bit different this movie, but it kind of reminded me of that great song. I think it's called "Chariots of Pumpkin" or the "Chariot of the Pumpkin" or something like that, where it's it gets in the volume like rises and rises. The main theme song, the opening of the movie, is such a great opening because it's shot like on a computer screen or a TV screen, whatever, and you're seeing this orange screen, and it just sort of forms these black lines, and then when it zooms out, it's a pumpkin. Classic opening. You get that great theme song, like every time the bar disappear, it goes like da, 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 da. Or it's forming the mouth of the pumpkin. It'd be like da, 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 da. Great opening, very memorable opening, and so yeah, I love the music of this movie. I definitely want to pick up the soundtrack on CD. Great soundtrack. The death scenes are pretty brutal. I mean, like I said, a homeless guy gets his head ripped off. A girl is like messing around with this logo, the Silver Shamrock logo. Like a burst of just like a laser or something shoots out of into her mouth, and like all of this right here is just like freaking, been blown away. And she has like bright red eyes, and it's practical effects where a real spider comes out of her mouth and she just dies. It's just a freaking crazy death scene because she's sort of struggling, and then the death scene happens, and then when she's reveals her face, a spider crawls out of her mouth. It's just a freaking crazy scene. The guy at the beginning of the movie who gets his face messed up. It's like his face all broken. There's this death scene where you don't really see it, but it's good tension where, this girl, she's looking through the evidence, because she's looking through the burnt remains of the one guy who set himself on fire. And she ends up finding machine parts, and she ends up catching on these are androids. And an android comes out of nowhere with a drill, and kind of, you don't see it, but you do see the drill go towards her head, and it just goes like that. You don't really see it, but it's done well with suspense and tension. And it's still, even though it doesn't have Michael Myers in it, it still has tension, it still has suspense. You don't know if Tom Atkins is going to survive this, he's going to stop this from happening. It's got a great score, great practical effects, just a classic idea of having, and it's also a creepy idea where, all these masks all around the world are going to activate and pretty much cause chaos. These kids are going to start dying and having snakes and spiders and stuff crawl out of the mask, and then people are going to start dying. It's just, it's just a great story. I think it really is a great story to this film. And it made it a very dark and sinister film. And the atmosphere is very moody. It feels like it's Halloween. It has a Halloween feel to it. Yes, it is odd that this film doesn't have Michael Myers in it, but really, that isn't even a problem for me because, I mean, looking at the story, the acting, all that stuff is just really great. I really don't have any problems with the film. It's a really good sequel. It's a flawless sequel in my opinion, and it's so underrated. I do believe this movie got like a 3 point something on IMDb before, and then it came up to a 4.6. Now it has a little bit of a cult following. Usually nowadays it sort of gets a mixed reaction. It's either people love it or people hate it. I love the film. I think it's a great film. I think it's a great sequel. I think as a movie that, it does not have Michael Myers in it, but it does have a great story. It does have great pictures. It does have great acting, and it has practical effects and the score. It has everything going for it. So just for because some people would just say they don't like it because Michael Myers isn't in it. That's a little bit of a problem for me personally. Just to hate and despise Halloween 3 just because of Michael Myers in it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can't do that. I just think Michael Myers isn't in it, but it has a great story, great atmosphere, classic feel, classic ideas. creepy ideas. It's shot very well. I really enjoyed the music. I mean, what else can I say about Halloween 3? It's very underrated. I wish it wasn't so underrated. I can't wait to pick up the Scream Factory Blu-ray of this, but it's so underrated. And it's such a great film. I love watching around Halloween. It has a great Halloween mood to it. And I love Halloween 3. Great movie. So yeah, thanks for So anyways, guys, thanks for watching my review on Halloween 3: Season of the Witch. And it's a great movie. It's underrated. It's a really creepy movie. Has some creepy ideas in it, and I enjoy it. It's really good in my opinion. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching my review on Halloween 3. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye, guys.